You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about the end of the Cleveland Browns season. It came to a crashing, scorching halt by way of the Houston Texans this past weekend. The best story in football is over, and I'm talking about Joe Flacco, Joe Cool. It's a wrap. There's a chance he might come back in 2024, but unfortunately for all Browns fans, Kevin Stefanski is talking up Deshaun Watson already for the spring, saying he's going to be ready to roll. I don't know if I know a lot of Browns fans probably not going to be real happy to hear that, but we'll look at that story. By the way, should keep in mind, folks, that C.J. Stroud is scheduled to make $9 million or will make $9 million average annual salary. Deshaun Watson has a dead cap hit of $65 million. Yeah, he's not the one that led you to the playoffs. So there's been a lot of, well, let's just call it catching of the strays. Yeah. Deshaun Watson is getting drug. And why he's getting drug? Because C.J. Stroud officially canceled all memories of Deshaun Watson with one of the greatest rookie performances. Let's keep it real. Was that not the greatest quarterback rookie performance we've ever seen in the playoffs? Not to mention, Houston has got one hell of a quarterback. I mean, he has put up arguably the greatest rookie season of any quarterback ever. And he acts like and plays like he's a veteran. It's pretty unbelievable. Yeah, my cat's going to be in this video. It's unbelievable how good this kid is playing. Well, I got to tell you, Deshaun Watson is catching a lot of stray bullets today over C.J. Stroud. And these strays are well-deserved. He's catching them from a lot of places. C.J. Stroud up 31 points in the fourth quarter, staring down Deshaun Watson on the sideline. We're starting with my favorite one. This is Vince McMahon.
Come on out, you rapist!
Oh, shots fired right off the bat from Vince McMahon. Look at this. A lot of Deshaun Watson is sick. Look at him staring at C.J. Stroud. This picture is getting a lot of play. I believe Donald Pleasance, who played Dr. Loomis in the original Halloween movies, he used to say evil. Deshaun Watson looks so evil that you would actually use the term evil. He looks like he could, I mean, what is going through his mind right now as he's looking at C.J. Stroud? That is not the look of somebody that is going to be very friendly. It's not. Mike Greenberg, that's right, Greeny. We've talked about how bad the Russell Wilson trade has been for Denver. Tonight, the Deshaun Watson trade looks worse. The Texans just handed Cleveland its hat, or ass, and we say ass here in Texas. Texans just handed Cleveland its ass and still have their first-round pick next year. Add in the contract, the Browns' end of the trade looks historically awful. It looks terrible. Deshaun Watson, really the biggest loser from this game. Laughing my ass off. Stroud done wiped you clean from Texas history in his first year. Wow. Good morning to everybody but Cleveland, Dog Pound fans, and at Deshaun Watson. Hope the $230 million spins nicely throughout the mistake by the lake all off season. Now get out of CJ City and this time stay out. We are Texans. Yikes. This, Phil Yates tweeted this out. Pretty crazy stat. Joe Flacco has thrown as many TD passes for the Browns as Deshaun Watson. 14 TDs each. This guy tweeted this out. Pretty crazy fact. Joe Flacco has 26 less sexual assault allegations than Deshaun Watson. Woo! It's getting ugly for Deshaun. The Texans, after fleecing the Browns in the Deshaun Watson trade and then beating them in the playoffs. Guys, it's ugly out there. It's ugly. And I mean, this is Sports Keto. This game proves how useless Deshaun Watson is. Woo-wee. Deshaun Watson on the sideline watching C.J. Stroud revitalize the Houston Texans franchise.
It should have been me, not him. It's not fair.
Yeah, everybody. C.J. Stroud is about to have as many career playoff wins as Deshaun Watson. Hashtag Texans, hashtag Browns. Not good. Also, C.J. Stroud is already a better quarterback than Deshaun Watson has ever been. A little Bryan Cranston mic drop. Yep. Win or lose, C.J. Stroud is already a better Houston Texans QB than Deshaun Watson ever was. And Watson had at least one hell of a good season down there. Texans upgraded from getting rid of Deshaun Watson to drafting C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud is greater than anything Deshaun Watson ever was and ever will be. Parentheses, scumbag. Yeah. I pray C.J. Stroud does not have a disgusting habit like Deshaun Watson. I'm sure a lot of Texans fans are hoping that as well. Before Stroud's inaugural season, no Texans quarterback had thrown for at least 3 touchdown passes. This franchise record fell in the first half of Stroud's playoff game. In the first half alone, Stroud completed 11 of 16, 236, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. But congratulations, Browns fans. Kevin Stefanski is confident that Deshaun Watson will come back in 2024. While all of Brownstown's went wacko for Joe Flacco over the past 6 games, Deshaun Watson took center stage again Sunday after the Browns lost 45-14 to the Texans in the wild card round. What happened to that defense with Cleveland? I mean, that was supposed to be like arguably the best defense in the league. And it wasn't even and Tank Dell's out. I mean, the Texans didn't even have Tank Dell at wide receiver. He's gone for the season. Who knows what that game would have looked like if Tank Dell would have been in there. Yeah, that's great. C.J. Stroud, wow. Regardless of what happened in the playoffs, Watson was already going to be the starter in 2024, coming off surgery to repair his fractured right throwing shoulder. Flacco's 2 pick sixes in the third quarter of the wild card thumping did nothing to alter the plan. Quote, he's doing great in rehab, Stefanski said at the wrap-up press conference on Sunday. I'm confident he'll be ready to roll this spring. He's chomping at the bit, but he's doing everything he's supposed to do when it comes to what the doctors are telling him, and as his rehab through this, he'll be ready to roll. Does he envision a scenario in which Watson and Flacco can coexist? They certainly got along very well in their limited time together. Quote, I'd leave all those things up to, obviously, Andrew this offseason. I will say this about Joe. Joe was awesome for this football team. He did a great job, battled like crazy. I know he enjoyed it. He obviously wished yesterday's outcome was different, but I have a ton of respect for Joe and what he was able to do. That sounds like a man that is probably going to get rid of Joe. I'd at least see if he wanted to come back as a backup. You know, I would, because let's be real, and I've talked about this in the past. Deshaun Watson hasn't looked good. He's played 1.5 good games out of how many? 12, 13 games? And I've said this before, I'll say it again. NFL quarterback is the toughest position to play in all of sports. A lot of people know that. It's no secret. There's nothing saying you can set out an entire year and come back and your skill set will ever be nearly as good as it once was, okay? It's one of the reasons why Kaepernick never got another shot. Once he was out of the league, for a couple of years, teams were like, you were a borderline backup when you played. Now after 2 years, we're just going to, no. Now after 5 years, we're going to just, no. It's because your skill set can deteriorate. Your ability to process can deteriorate. Your feel for the game can deteriorate if you're sitting around not taking reps. And he missed a bunch. He not only set out 1 year, but he set out 11 games of the following year. So damn near 2 full seasons. Nobody knows if Deshaun Watson will ever be close to what he was in those, I guess, 2 really good seasons with Houston. Yeah, he had some good seasons there, but I mean, we haven't seen anything like C.J. Stroud from a rookie, really. And I'm somebody that can fully remember Peyton Manning's rookie season. Cam Newton was pretty good his rookie year, but some of the dual-threat quarterbacks tend to have a little bit better rookie years before the league catches up to them. Andrew Luck was the other one that had a really good rookie year, and he had an upward trajectory, and then he decided to retire. Who knows what the Colts would have been if he'd continued to play. Man, I didn't think about that going into the game, that the byproduct of all of this was going to be the fact that Texans fans were going to destroy Deshaun Watson if C.J. Stroud went out there and destroyed the Browns. And that's exactly what happened. Not only Texans fans, NFL fans, and pundits crushed Watson into the dirt. You guys just saw that. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.